Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. So, the title of this episode is Turkey, the Best of All Worlds, NATO and Russia. So, the reason for this video is just kind of a closer look at Turkey, its relationship with the world, and specifically NATO. And is Turkey a viable NATO member? So first, let's look at some recent activity by Turkey under the leadership of Erdogan. So for some reason, Turkey decided to purchase the S-400 system from Russia. Now, common sense would dictate that you probably wouldn't do that until after you had finished your purchase of the F-35 and then actually required those systems. So as you know, Turkey purchased the S-400 and the United States did not take kindly to that action and then held back the sale of the F-35 Lightning stealth multi-role fighter to Turkey. So it would have seemed prudent that if Turkey should have gone the route of first purchasing those aircraft, acquiring those aircraft, and then they could have gone out and purchased the whole arsenal of the Russian Federation if it wanted. So why did Turkey want to purchase the S-400s? I'm not exactly certain. I question the capabilities of the S-400. I think it is a much hyped system. I mean, I do believe it is an effective system, but realistically, can it protect a state out to hundreds of miles? I don't think so. I think those capabilities are definitely overestimated, and I think the reason Turkey did that was to I think possibly to just reverse engineer the system at some point and try to create a long range air defense system for itself. But back to Turkey and the viability of as its member of NATO. So first we have to look at NATO, and is this just Turkey? No, I think other states of Europe should also be questioned in terms of their viability under the charter of NATO. So the crucial component of NATO is known as Article 5. And I'll read you Article 5 just real quick. So Article 5 stipulates the parties agree that an armed attack against one or more of them in Europe or North America shall be considered an attack against them all, and consequently they agree that if such an armed attack occurs, each of them, in exercise of the right of individual or collective self-defense recognized by Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations, will assist the party or parties so attacked by taking forthwith, individually and in concert with the other parties, such action as it deems necessary, including the use of armed forces to restore and maintain the security of the North Atlantic area. Any such armed attack and all measures taken as a result thereof shall immediately be reported to the Security Council. Such measures shall be terminated when the Security Council has taken the measures necessary to restore and maintain international peace and security. So, quick scenario here. If, let's say, the Russian Federation decides at some point that, let's just say that ethnic Russians inside of Estonia are being mistreated. The Russian Federation feels that way and decides to take action against Estonia and possibly seize eastern parts of Estonia in this area. So the question is if Russia were to attack Estonia, and then of course Estonia would activate Article 5, of the charter, would Turkey come to the aid of Estonia? I don't think so. I do not believe it would be in the best interest of Turkey. I think Erdogan would see it that way. And then, again, what is the use of NATO? And I don't think Turkey is the only nation that would not respond. I think another nation and a key member of NATO, Germany. I don't believe Germany would respond. Germany reminds me of a large corporocratic state. It is, for all intents and purposes, ran more like a large corporation, a large politically correct corporation, and that's Germany for you. For instance, the motto of the German land forces, I'll just read it to you: to protect, help, moderate, and oh yeah, they fight also. But that's it. To protect, help, moderate, and last but not least, fight. So yeah, I don't think Germany would come to the aid of Estonia as well, and I think there's others that probably would not come to the aid of Estonia, thus making NATO null and void, which I think it quite possibly is. It hasn't been tested yet. So back to Turkey and where it sits, and I think as a member of the NATO alliance, it has significant issues with another NATO partner, and that is Greece. I mean, Greece and Turkey have engaged in conflict, and they're having extreme difficulties right now and may engage in another conflict. And then you have France, who is supporting Greece against Turkey. So you have this fragmented alliance, and I think Turkey has just come to the conclusion that maybe NATO is not viable. I think Turkey is starting to see that maybe China could be the next superpower, and seems to be migrating towards that course. I would say its relations with Russia have been tedious at times. They have come close to armed conflict, but they seem to back off of that at the very last moment. Just prior to crossing the Rubicon, Turkey and Russia do not proceed. And I think that's largely because of Russia. I think Russia sees Turkey as a state that it simply does not want to tangle with. And I think realistically, when you look at the region, you look at NATO, and quite possibly Turkey is the most powerful member of the NATO alliance. Now, the only reason France and the United Kingdom would possibly be of greater power is, one, they have more of a power projection capability, and then most importantly, they have nuclear weapons. But outside of the United Kingdom and France, Turkey by far is the most powerful member of NATO. I mean, I believe quite possibly in the entire Middle East, Turkey has taken the place of Israel as the preeminent power inside of the Middle East. I think too often we get into the state of mind in terms of the past is still now, so to speak. And you look back and you look at the Israeli military capability, while still incredibly significant, I think quite possibly Turkey could be very close to surpassing the Israelis in terms of military capability. Now, yes, the Israelis have nuclear weapons as well, and that's ultimately the ultimate arbitrator in terms of conflict. But just in terms of the ability to prosecute a conventional war, I don't think there's any other country in the region that could stand up to Turkey. And that kind of is in part because of their long relationship inside of NATO, which has given them the ability to adopt technologies. It has given them the ability to learn the operational art with other NATO partners, and Turkey has progressed in its military capacity greatly. And if Turkey was what I would define as a functional member of NATO, that would be great. But unfortunately, it is not. And I think, again, NATO, for all intensive purposes, is null and void. I think if something were to really occur that would activate Article 5, many of the nations simply would not go along with Article 5. At least some wouldn't. But Turkey is right now is playing this dance of cozying up to Russia, still trying to maintain relationships with NATO, still trying to maintain relationships with the United States, but at the same time, it is seeing the rise of China and is definitely trying to play the international game right now.